Ladies and gentlemen,
Right.
the following bout is a special attraction, 3 rounds of modified Muay Thai kickboxing action. Referee when the action begins, Rocky Demir. This bout is brought to you by FitRx. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from Rogers, Arkansas. He represents TCB Boxing. He weighed in at 157.9 pounds. Kylan Tarzan Pierce.
The crowd going wild. He is the
His
local
opponent
here.
across the cage in the red corner hails from Batesville, Arkansas. He represents Without Limits MMA. He weighed in at 152 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce Leroy, Chris Vaughn.
We got Bruce Leroy in the house. And like I said, both of these guys, great camps.
Yeah.
I love watching their fighters fight. TCB Boxing always putting out talent.
You always have to be careful. You can see how they were just making eye contact about touching gloves because you never want that cheap guy that's going to try to take advantage of the situation.
Yeah, you always got to kind of keep it at the end. Be prepared. I always jump back after I touch.
Some
just in
people won't
case.
touch at all.
Well, it's a good way to find your range. That's why I keep it very long personally.
Both fighters
Ooh.
coming out in southpaw.
Good straight right by Bruce Leroy.
Now, when Chris was originally stepping out, I thought he was going to be orthodox, but then he matched his opponent's stance.
And both guys
Now
back to
they're-
orthodox.
Oh, I love it when they flow like that.
Are we in the Matrix?
I just saw that was almost a very like
Oh, good
Anthony
check.
Pettis jumping off the cage punch. That's something that you don't get in a ring. You can't really do that in the ring. I like that part of the whole cage kickboxing.
Good reflexes by Kylan Pierce. He's doing a good job of striking, getting out of the way. He's kind of loose and fluid, holding his hands a little low, but that's just his style.
Both of these guys in Muay Thai, you tend to see the first round is a fill-out round, and each round gets harder and harder. And that's what I feel like they're both doing because we see how quick they are. You can see it with their explosive attacks, but they're just looking for their openings.
Yeah, their flurries are starting to open up now. You see them making it more than one strike.
What
So
do you
you
think?
2 to the body, 3 up top. The return kick by Kylan Pierce.
The knees to the body are legal, and sometimes when you jam your range and you get in really tight, that short knee can be a life changer.
Yeah, I mean, like I always tell my fighters, there's ranges. It goes kick range, then punch range, then knee range, then elbow range. Without elbows in this, it's a little bit tougher to go to the knee because that brings you to elbow range.
Yeah, and you definitely, I mean, when you're getting a low and then a high attack and they're so powerful, it's so dangerous. That was about 4 jabs in a row.
And then a follow-up right.
Beautiful. Some people will never throw that right. They'll never throw that cross.
I got to give that round all to Kylan right there. He was just landing more. He was getting out of the way. He was throwing good combinations.
Normally, when somebody shows and demonstrates, that they keep messing with their cup, their head's a little bit out of it. And
I'm sorry. I've been saying Kylan this whole time. What I mean is Chris Vaughn.
Well, that's because Bruce Leroy is Chris Vaughn, and he was announced as Bruce Leroy. So that's probably
Chris
Kylan's
Vaughn.
been doing a great job too, though.
Oh, absolutely. Let me just first say an apology for that.
Well, you definitely saw more volume out of Chris. Kylan, however, wasn't like he was just eating them. He started throwing back with bad intentions.
Yes, you didn't see anybody rock this round. Chris Vaughn, I thought, definitely took it. He was landing. So everything I
Hold
said
on,
about
DJ.
Kylan just changed.
All right, guys,
the
we have a
name.
wardrobe malfunction. In the state of Arkansas, in amateur kickboxing, these gentlemen are supposed to have shin pads on.
I thought someone's
Commissioner
clam
John
was
Webb
out.
was kind enough to let the first round go, but he's going to make them put on shin guards now, and then we will continue the fight.
But you need that in the beginning of your career because of the fact if you get cut, you're out 3 months. You get cut, you're out 3 months. And that's 3 months of training. That's momentum. I don't mind the shin pads, especially when you're first starting to fight?
Oh, absolutely. And this is good for these boys because now it shows them sometimes things happen and sometimes you got to roll with the punches.
Well, it's good for us, Tom, because they're getting an extra break right now, and they're about to go out just like the first round again.
Yeah, don't go up. Don't grab yourself a beer. Stay put.
Well,
you might miss something.
You get to choose your shin pads too, and the ones that they have on are the cloth ones where you can still feel the bone on the other side.
Yeah. No, these are just socks with holes cut in it.
Oh, you can see though right now that Chris is kind of trying to dig the feet, and I like what he's doing right now. He's trying to say, okay, how's my mobility with these? I'm not just going to sit down. I'm breaking them in.
He's got cool shorts too. I like that. I would say gladiator style. Are they real metal?
I don't believe so, but I also know
because then it could be used as a weapon.
It's legal. It's legal to grab your own shorts, and that is something that I wish you wouldn't have said because I wanted one of my fighters to grab their shorts in their fight and use it for like a loop choke in MMA. Of course, not in kickboxing, but in MMA, if you were to wear those shorts, it would be in the guidelines that you could grab them, loop the neck, and choke them.
You only get away with that once.
And then they'll change the rule.
Yes. You're always looking for that, Joe.
Always. And that's why you love me, Tom.
You're all like, can you grab the clavicle? You
Sure.
like my Joe impression? Do Tom.
Now, they're both a little bit more
They've refreshed.
recharged.
It's like someone got hit in the balls. The glove touch.
I like how they both walked out, I believe, orthodox and then switched right to south, and now we've got a cup check.
Add some minutes onto that clock.
Yeah.
Let's take a rest. It's just like I was talking about.
It's those inside leg kicks. When you're flicking it out there, it's hard to time your opponent's movement with it, and sometimes they move right into it. Definitely not on purpose. And I don't know if that would have been preventable because they were both moving on their feet so well.
They got to drop him on his butt. You don't see that a lot anymore.
I've seen fighters vomit from getting kicked in the groin, and that's after you see that, it changes your whole outlook. I did it to you when we were on The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah,
I accidentally
remember
dropped my knee on your groin.
Blew up the size of a grapefruit.
That happened.
I know. Then I had to take off and then fight as soon as I was cleared.
Worked for you though.
Yeah.
Nice. Whenever somebody goes low with their jab, they're normally setting up the over.
I love the just how smooth both these guys are.
Man, we're pretty lucky to have this fight with both these fighters because they both can move, a lot of times when you have a fighter that can move and the other fighter doesn't move, it's kind of just one-sided. This fight's back and forth. Oh, wow.
If I was Kylan, I'd start looking to time that right hand.
Really?
Let him feel a little bit comfortable when he's playing and then go hard when it's time. 2-3, then end with a kick.
I would really like to see an inside knee, like a lead knee or a back knee. There we go.
There you go. He must have heard you.
Nice, but that just kind of made Chris mad. Oh, spinning back fist.
The crowd loves it.
Oh,
Chris is doing a good job with that pressure. I like that head and the jaw.
You can't clinch like that to stall the action, but if he would have been throwing knees, I'm pretty sure the referee would have allowed that to continue.
I don't think it was to stall. I just think it was a range thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's better to clinch your opponent and stop his action than take a bunch of shots from the inside.
If I was Chris, I'd start putting that chin down a little.
Wow, both these guys, they have both great
good
range.
1-2 by Chris. Good return by Kylan. Good block by Chris.
Kylan's picking up in this round. I'd like to see Chris do something for the judges at the end of this round. If he wants to take this round, he's going to have to do something right now. Otherwise, it might be a Kylan round.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot closer than the first round.
Well, you talked about liking the whole idea of open scoring in between rounds because right now it's a guessing game. Am I up 2? Or is it 1-1 and whoever wins the next one's going to win the fight?
Yeah, it's hard. I couldn't tell you what I thought on the second round. It was very, very close. There was a lot of...
By the way, guys, the Razorbacks are up 3-0 right now, just so you guys know.
What do you go? Sweet!
Joe Daddy, you're my hero.
I know, Jim. I know I am. It's okay. You're my hero too. So now we're going into the third round. It very well could be 1-1. Whoever wins this next round wins the fight. And they both look like they see. You can see right now, Luis isn't. Not. I called him Luis. Kylan is not sitting down. He's standing. He's pumped.
What do you give the second round to?
I always assume it's 1-1. I never ever tell my guys.
But as a judge,
as a judge, I would have gave that round to Kylan on mine.
I kind of feel that
too. It would have been 1-1.
Oh, all 10,000 people on their feet for this fight.
Oh, I love it when the fighters are pumping up the crowd. That means we're going to see some action, Tom. Wow, he's picking it up right out the gate with that low inside kick and then coming in with the hands. Ooh. Man, some close shots.
Chris coming out harder this round, a lot faster.
You can't, they tell you not to leave it up to the judges.
Yeah, that's a little hard, though, when both guys are trying not to leave it in the hands of the judges. Then it usually ends up in the hands of the judges.
You can't teach a chin and you can't teach heart. Both these guys got a chin. And that's why it's such a good match.
I'm loving the footwork of this match. This is just some beautiful Muay Thai right now.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, it's head kick to a body kick. How cool.
Wow.
Oh.
That was a knockdown.
That was a slip.
That's a slip? You're going to call it a slip? I think the slip happens with a punch.
He did punch him when he had his leg up. So is it a knockdown or a takedown?
I believe that would be a knockdown, and that would make it a 10-8 round most of the time when you have a striking event.
I think it's considered a throw because he didn't drop him.
Yeah.
And we didn't get a count, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
Good returns.
The head movement was nice. A couple of those shots came in, but Chris did a good job of slipping a few of them. I definitely wouldn't want to be a judge for this fight. Oh, wow. No.
I wish we could get another minute on this.
Yeah.
This should be 3 3s or 5 2s. This is a great fight.
Nice. I wonder if Chris thinks because that was kind of a knockdown that he's going to get the round. Nice. Oh, good. Both of these guys.
They are not leaving it in the hands of the judges, even though they will.
Right now.
Good knees, good knees.
Wow.
I give that round to Kylan.
I don't know because of the knockdown. I don't think it was a slip. I don't think it was. I actually want to.
Now that was a fight.
I got a question for you, Joe. Joe's leaving me. Joe's leaving me to go ask the ring commentator if it's a knockdown or a trip.
Rocky.
I would probably ask an athletic commissioner. There we go. See, I think it's a trip because he used his hands to gain balance. Let's see. Now, Joe, here's what I think. He put his hands down to gain his balance because he was tripping.
So that would make it a knockdown, though, if a punch engaged it. So he was tripping, but he was punched to trip. The force that threw him over. Oh, I know, because we just talked to Rocky, and Rocky said I'm not counting it as a knockdown because he feels that he had slipped.
Yeah, he put his hand down to gain his balance. He didn't put his hand down.
That was one hell of a fight. Put your hands together for these two warriors.
Because he got hit with one foot, so it makes it a takedown in Muay Thai.
Hit with one. But that would affect the judges' scorecards if the referee.
Yes, but it's only counted as a takedown.
My man Kylan walked into the cage. He looked at his opponent. He said, "I hope you're crazy because I am."
But I still.
This is nerve-wracking for these guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 big rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge 1 scores this bout 29-28 Vaughn. Judge 2 scores this bout 29-28 Pierce. Judge 3 scores this bout 29-28 for your winner by split decision. In the red corner, Bruce Leroy,
Now
that's
because in the second round, we talked about